Hello viewers, welcome to our channel Try to Learn. In this video, we will learn about a very important topic of English grammar, modal verbs. We will learn about them, will understand their definition, and we will also practice the exact words and their examples. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button, and for more such videos, consider subscribing to our channel Try to Learn. First is, what are modal verbs? Modal verbs are auxiliary or helping verbs that express ability, necessity, possibility, permission, obligation, or advice. Unlike regular verbs, modal verbs do not change from according to tense or subject. Example, numbers in the third person singular. Now, let's understand about them a bit more with the help of examples. In the next table, I'll divide into three columns: function, the modal verbs, and the example sentences. So first function is ability. The modal verbs could be can and could. First, let's go with can. Example, she can swim very well. Here, swim is the main verb while can is the modal verb or helping verb. Next is could. Example is, when I was younger, I could run fast. Here, run is the main verb and could is the auxiliary or helping verb. Next function is possibility. The modal verbs can be may, might, and could. First, let's go with may. Example is, it may rain tomorrow. Next is might. Example is, she might be late to the meeting. Next word is could. Example is, this could be a great chance for you. Next function is permission. The modal verbs can be can, may and might. First, let's go with can. Example is, can I leave early today? Next is may. Example is, may I borrow your book? Next is might. Example is, might I suggest an alternative? Next function is obligation and necessity. The modal verbs are must, shall, need to and have to. First is must. Example is, you must wear a seat belt while driving. Next is shall. Example is, all shall follow the new policy. Next is need to. Example is, you need to submit the report. Next word is have to. Example is, I have to wake up early. Next function of modal verb is prohibition. Examples: must not and cannot. First, let's go with must not. Example is, you must not smoke here. Next is can't. You can't park here. Next function of modal verb is advice and suggestions. Modal verbs are should, ought to, and had better. First is should. Example is, you should eat healthy food. Here, eat is the main verb and should is the modal verb. Next is ought to. Example is, you ought to apologize to her. Here, apologize is the main verb and ought to is the helping verb. Next is had better. Example is, you had better take an auto. Here, take is the main verb and had better is the auxiliary verb. Next function of modal verb is future intentions or promises. Modal verbs are will and shall. First is will. Example is I will help you with your project. Here help is the main verb and will is the auxiliary verb. Next is shall. Shall I open the window? Here open is the main verb and shall is the auxiliary or modal verb. Next function of modal verbs is deduction and certainty. Modal verbs are must and can't. Example is he must be at work. Here be is the main verb and must is the helping or auxiliary verb. Next word is can't. Example is this can't be true. Here also be is the main verb and can't is the modal or auxiliary or helping verb.